Right, you lot. Listen up. Have you ever flicked through one of those fancy menus, the ones with more writing than pictures, and thought, my wallet could never? Well, today's the day we kick those overpriced menus to the curb. We're taking back fine dining. No more forking out a week's wages for a plate of food that looks smaller than my niece's doll collection. We're talking restaurant-quality grub on your table, without emptying your pockets. We're talking creamy mushroom risotto that'll make those Italian chefs weep. Seared salmon with a tangy sauce that'll have you licking the plate clean. And a chocolate lava cake so decadent, so rich, it'll make you think you robbed a bakery. And the best part? You won't need a culinary degree or a bank loan to pull it off. We're using simple ingredients, the kind you find at your local supermarket. No need to trek to some specialty store in the Himalayas for yak milk. So, put on your aprons, grab your knives, and let's get this cooking show on the road. No more excuses. We're about to become kitchen masters, whipping up meals that'll have your friends and family begging for seconds. Let's show them that you don't need a fancy restaurant to eat like royalty. First up, the Italian stallion of the pasta world. Risotto. This dish is the epitome of comfort food, yet it has that touch of elegance that makes it perfect for any occasion. Now, I know what you're thinking, Risotto Gordon. That's fiddly, that's time-consuming. But trust me, it's worth every minute you spend on it. Rubbish. We're going to make this dish so simple, even a donkey could follow along. You'll be amazed at how straightforward it can be. First, grab your arborio rice, the king of risotto rice. This short grain rice is essential for that creamy texture we all crave. None of that long grain nonsense. We need the starch, people. The starch. It's what gives risotto its signature creaminess. Get your pan nice and hot, a drizzle of olive oil, and in go those mushrooms. The sizzle is music to a chef's ears. We're talking beautiful chestnut mushrooms, sliced nice and thin. These mushrooms add a rich, earthy flavor to the dish. We're not making a stew here. Let them sizzle, let them sing, get some color on them for God's sake. This caramelization is key to deepening the flavor. Now, a knob of butter, because everything's better with butter, and then we're adding the rice. The butter adds a layer of richness that is simply irresistible. Toast it lightly, let it soak up all that buttery, mushroomy goodness. This step is crucial for building the base flavor of your risotto. Now, here's where people go wrong. The stock, it needs to be hot, almost boiling. Cold stock will shock the rice and ruin the texture. We're not drowning the rice, just adding a ladleful at a time, stirring like your life depends on it. This constant stirring releases the starches, making the risotto creamy. This is how we coax out that beautiful creamy texture. Patience is key here, don't rush it. Keep adding the stock, ladle by ladle, stirring constantly. This process takes about 18-20 minutes, but it's worth every second. This is therapy, people, culinary therapy. The repetitive motion is almost meditative. While the risotto is working its magic, let's talk cheese. Parmesan is non-negotiable here. Parmesan, the king of Italian cheeses, grated finely, none of that pre-grated sawdust. Freshly grated Parmesan melts beautifully into the risotto. Once the rice is cooked, al dente, with a slight bite, off the heat it comes. This is the perfect texture, not too mushy, not too hard. Now the magic touch, a knob of cold butter, stirred through for extra creaminess, and then a generous handful of that beautiful Parmesan. This final step enriches the risotto and makes it silky smooth. Stir it in, season with salt and pepper, and taste it. Go on, taste it. Adjust the seasoning if needed. See? Restaurant-quality risotto, made in your own kitchen, for a fraction of the price. It's creamy, flavorful, and utterly satisfying. You could even impress a date with this one. Just make sure they're helping with the washing up. Sharing the cooking experience can be a lot of fun. Right, on to the next culinary masterpiece. Stay tuned for more delicious recipes that you can easily make at home. Next up, a dish so elegant, so refined, it'll make you feel like you're dining on the French Riviera. Imagine the gentle sea breeze, the sound of waves lapping against the shore, and the aroma of fresh seafood wafting through the air. That's the experience we're bringing to your kitchen today. But don't worry, we're not chartering a private jet just yet. No need for passports or expensive flights. We're going to create this luxurious experience right at home. This is seared salmon with lemon butter sauce, and it's about to rock your world. First, the salmon. It's the star of the show, so we need to treat it with the respect it deserves. Now, I don't want to see any of those sad gray fillets. Those are a no-go. They lack flavor and texture, and we want our dish to be vibrant and full of life. We're looking for vibrant fresh salmon, skin on, because we're all about that crispy skin. The skin adds a delightful crunch and locks in the moisture, making every bite a delight. Get your pan screaming hot, a drizzle of oil, and in goes the salmon, skin side down. The sizzle is music to our ears. Press down gently, we want that skin nice and crispy, no curling allowed. This step ensures even cooking and that perfect golden brown finish. Now, lower the heat and let it cook through. Patience is key here. We want the salmon to be tender and juicy, not dry and overcooked. We're looking for a beautiful pink center. No one wants dry, overcooked salmon. The center should be just opaque, indicating it's perfectly done. While the salmon's working its magic, let's whip up that luxurious lemon butter sauce. This sauce is what takes the dish to the next level. In a separate pan, melt some butter. Not margarine, butter. The richness of real butter is unmatched and will give our sauce a velvety texture. Add a splash of white wine, let it bubble and reduce slightly. This adds a depth of flavor and a touch of acidity that balances the richness of the butter. Now, the star of the show, fresh lemon juice. The citrusy zing is what makes this sauce sing. Squeeze it in, don't be shy. The more, the merrier. It brightens up the sauce and complements the salmon beautifully. Let it simmer for a minute or two, then turn off the heat and whisk in a few knobs of cold butter, one at a time. This technique, called monter au beurre, creates a silky, smooth sauce. This will give you a silky, smooth sauce that'll make you weak at the knees. It's rich, tangy, and utterly irresistible. Now, back to the salmon. It should be cooked through with that gorgeous, crispy skin. The contrast between the crispy exterior and the tender interior is what makes this dish special. It should be cooked through with that gorgeous, crispy skin. Carefully lift it from the pan, making sure to keep that beautiful crust intact. Plate it up, drizzle over that heavenly lemon butter sauce, and boom! You've just created a masterpiece. You've got yourself a restaurant-quality dish that'll have your taste buds singing. The flavors are perfectly balanced, and the presentation is stunning. And the best part? You made it all for less than a tenner. Take that, fancy restaurants. Enjoy your fine dining experience at home without breaking the bank. Chapter 3. Chocolate Lava Cake. Decadence on a Budget. Now, for the grand finale, the piece de resistance, the dessert that'll have you licking the plate clean. Chocolate Lava Cake. This dessert is the epitome of indulgence, yet surprisingly simple to make at home. Imagine a rich molten center, encased in a delicate cake-like exterior. It's a symphony of textures and flavors that will leave you craving more. This is the kind of dessert that makes you want to book a one-way ticket to Paris, but hold your horses, because we're about to recreate this chocolate heaven right here, right now. No need for a passport or a plane ticket. Just a few simple ingredients and a bit of love. First, preheat your oven. None of that cold oven nonsense. A hot oven is crucial for achieving that perfect lava-like center. Set it to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and let it get nice and toasty. We need a hot oven for this bad boy. Now grab your chocolate. This is where the magic begins. And I'm not talking about that cheap, waxy stuff. We're using good quality dark chocolate, the kind that makes you want to hide in the pantry and eat the whole bar. Trust me, the quality of the chocolate makes all the difference. We're using good quality dark chocolate, the kind that makes you want to hide in the pantry and eat the whole bar. Break it up into chunks and toss it in a heat-proof bowl with a knob of butter. Break it up into chunks and toss it in a heat-proof bowl with a knob of butter. The butter adds a luxurious creaminess to the chocolate, making it even more irresistible. Set it over a pan of simmering water, a bain-marie for you fancy pants, and let it melt slowly, stirring occasionally. This gentle melting process ensures the chocolate doesn't burn and stays silky smooth. While the chocolate's melting, let's talk about the secret to that irresistible gooey center. It's all about the eggs. It's all about the eggs. We're using whole eggs and egg yolks because we want that rich, decadent texture. We're using whole eggs and egg yolks because we want that rich, decadent texture. The yolks add a velvety richness, while the whites help create a light, airy structure. Whisk them together with some sugar until light and fluffy. This step is crucial for incorporating air into the mixture, which will give our lava cakes their signature rise. Now, gently fold the melted chocolate mixture into the egg mixture, being careful not to overmix. Overmixing can deflate the batter, resulting in a dense cake. We want a smooth, silky batter, not a tough, rubbery mess. The key is to fold gently, preserving as much air as possible. Grease your ramekins because nobody wants a stuck lava cake. Use butter or a non-stick spray to ensure an easy release, and divide the batter evenly between them. This ensures that each cake bakes uniformly. Pop those bad boys in the oven and bake until the edges are set, but the center is still gloriously gooey. This usually takes about 14 minutes, but keep an eye on them. This is a delicate dance, so keep a close eye on them. The difference between a perfect lava cake and an overbaked one can be just a minute or two. Once they're ready, let them cool slightly before inverting them onto plates. This brief cooling period helps the cake set just enough to hold their shape. Dust with icing sugar because presentation is everything, and serve immediately. The contrast of the dark chocolate and the white sugar is visually stunning. That, my friends, is how you make a chocolate lava cake that'll make you the envy of every dessert lover out there. Serve it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or a dollop of whipped cream for an extra touch of decadence. Enjoy! There you have it, you lot! 3 restaurant-quality dishes made right here in your own kitchen for a fraction of the cost. We've got the creamy mushroom risotto, the seared salmon with that killer lemon butter sauce, and the showstopper, the chocolate lava cake that'll have you weak at the knees. And the best part? You did it all yourself. No more forking out your hard-earned cash for overpriced, underwhelming meals. You're now a culinary master, capable of whipping up restaurant-worthy dishes without breaking a sweat. So go on, impress your friends, wow your family, and treat yourself to a taste of the good life, because you deserve it. If you enjoyed this culinary adventure, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more deliciousness, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a recipe. And let me know in the comments what restaurant dish you want me to conquer next. Until then, keep cooking, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep enjoying the food you create.